Psalms 144:7. Send thine hand from above, rid me and deliver me out of great waters, from the hand of strange children. I want to give our praises to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai, Bahashem Harakakwadash, giving double honors to all the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone. The house of David is rising. Ariel back at you with another lesson through the power and spirit of Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai. Going in the spirit and just bringing out some heavy hitting precepts. Abaratazar be edifying. So yeah, send thine hand from above, rid me and deliver me out of great waters, from the hand of strange children. This is prayer for rescue and prosperity. A psalm of David. Blessed be the Lord my strength, which teacheth my hands to war and my fingers to fight. King David's prayer for rescue and prosperity. He made those type of prayers, we know. But there's a certain thing here I want to look at. And we're going to carry on with this the whole chapter. Certain words we're going to look at. I believe there's some nice meat in here to just check out. When he was talking about deliverance, King David talking about deliverance. This word here, strange. Just go in, man. Nanaka.
Psalms 8:52-36. Mechar.
Strange. When he's talking about strange children. Now, strange children or anyone who's not. We're going to carry on getting back into this and read out the rest of the chapter, but because it does explain it. So, foreign alien. That's what we're talking about. That's what strange children are. Foreign alien. And who are they alien from? Psalms 58 talks about they are strange from the womb. They go astray, speaking lies. All the wicked, yeah, who are strange from Yahweh Bahashem Yahushai. The main ones we know are the main characters in the Bible. You got Jacob, the servants of the Lord, the elect who are the servants of the Lord, and then you got the wicked of our own people, and then you got the wicked culprit, the wicked ease. They are estranged from the womb. They go astray as soon as they be born, speaking lies. Foreigners, they're foreigners to Yahweh Shemashah, estranged, they're divorced. Children of disobedience outside the temple. Foreign, they're foreign, man. And they're talking about you foreigners coming over to their country. You ain't got no land. All the land that you got is been stolen land. You know, that goes back so far. We hear the Apaches, the native Indians talking about you're on foreign land over there in Canada too. There's a documentary going in on that by Kevin Annett, Unrepentant, and they're actually protesting a lot of that over there in Canada. And also we know about the Americans, the states over there in America, but over in Canada, up to this day, they're finding those memorial graves, massive graves, where the Gadites and the Mennonites, so-called native Indians, were buried, putting through those residential schools to get rid of their attire, their original attire, their Indian attire, and made them put on suit and ties. Kill the saying, kill the Indian, and something to that effect. Save the man, kill the Indian. That's the one of the phrases that the Ease came up with, giving them all kinds of poisons, the tuberculosis blankets. We're talking about these people here. They're the foreign peoples of the whole land, the whole planet actually. They're the foreigners, estranged from the Most High, foreign to the Most High, and they're very strange. Giving the native Indians blankets, so that they can kill themselves with full of tuberculosis in it and smallpox to wipe them out. And they really went the whole hog with their plans and their schemes, man. And there's always new things to learn what they used to do. That's why they're described here as strange children, and we're still learning about the certain things that they used to do. It's here, foreign, alien, foreigners, that which is foreign, vanities. But David was he was on point when he was saying that, man. Let's get back. Back to 7 of Psalms 144. Send thine hand from above, rid me and deliver me out of great waters, from the hand of the strange children, whose mouth speaketh vanity, and their right hand is a right hand of falsehood. Yeah, so that's when he was talking. This was a prayer. Blessed be the Lord my strength, which teacheth my hands to war and my fingers to fight. In order to really to be effective in war, of course you have to know your enemies. You have to be delivered. Yeah. My goodness and my fortress, my high tower, my deliverer, my shield, and he whom I trust, he subdueth my people under me. There's a word that stuck out here. In 8 of Psalms 144, whose mouth speaketh vanity, and their right hand is a right hand of falsehood. I want to check 2 words out in there. Right hand of falsehood. Lie. Here we go. More deplorable deniability. Lie, deception, falsehood, disappointment. Don't be surprised when they just blatantly tell lies in your face, man. We're seeing it all the time. Every time you turn on the news. Oh, did you see that pantomime the other day? In the inauguration of Miss Piggy and I'm gonna call them Miss Piggy and Oscar the Grouch. That's your king and queen. The inauguration of Miss Piggy and Oscar the Grouch. Pantomime. I was catching pure joke with that. That was just a mockery, man. That was just a mockery. Deception, that's what it was. But they have their king and their queen. That's theirs. Which a lot of them still don't like them anyway. You had the anti-monarchies protesting it. And the police, they had a no-nonsense approach. They was given a tip. So that's the way that they arrested about 52 of them. No nonsense approach. Just gonna cause more strife, because it's a mockery. It's a mockery to the world. Even their own people are not happy about that. Miss Piggy and Oscar the Grouch are now king and queen. Pure mockery. Now, I've got a scripture for that too. Fraudulently, wrongfully, falsehood, injurious in testimony. And they was throwing eggs at the guy, man. They was throwing eggs at Oscar the Grouch. he came out saying he's going to go and get into the crowd and mingle in the crowd and shake their hand. And they just, there's eggs coming out of play. He had to act like he didn't know. He didn't see it. He had to act like it didn't affect him. That would have traumatized his narcissistic ass. With these narcissistic spirits that they have, these E's. Strange people. Testify falsely, false oath, swear falsely. Exactly what he did when he got in there and he put his hand on the Bible. He swore falsely. Will you be loyal to your peasants? Really, that's what he thinks about them, because they know that there's even videos up there when they was interviewed or being filmed. Oscar the Grouch, you know the one I'm talking about, was being filmed with his 2 sons, Harry and is it William? And they was out skiing and they was grunting underneath their breath, but we can hear what they were saying. So annoying, these peasants. That's what they were saying to each other and laughing. They have nothing but disdain for you. All you monarchists, whether you like him or you don't, they have nothing but disdain for you. And you can see he's grimacing. He was going through a lot of pain, even just going out there. They must have said, go out and shake their hands. That hurt him to do that. He had to stoop. He had to stoop low down to a peasant's level to act like he likes them. That's why it was a mockery, man. It was a mockery to the planet Earth. That's why it rained. And they say every inauguration, the last 4 they have, it's always raining. Take a hint. Mosai's not for that. It's all prophecy anyway. Let me hit a precept. Precept that I'm gonna bring out is this one, and we can come back to this. So yeah, lie, deception, fraudulently wrongful. This is the right hand. Yeah, the falsehood, injurious in testimony. Just looking up there. Falsehood, right hand. Falsehood. Yeah, deliver me from the strange people, the people of falsehood. Let's go in with this one, the right hand of falsehood. Right hand, right side. Here you have it, man. Let's get back. And then we go and hit another precept. Because that was a pure mockery. And people are laughing all around the world, man. A lot of people don't like him. A lot of people know what they're into. The witchcraft and the wizardry and So if you're for that, you're gonna be destroyed with them. If you're for that, you support that, you're gonna be destroyed with them. And a lot of the celebrities, when they was invited there, acting like they was so happy, a lot of them have disdain for the monarch as well. You could see it in a lot of their eyes, man. They weren't happy, a lot of them. They was coerced to be there. Whose mouth speaketh vanity, and their right hand is a right hand of falsehood. One more word and we go and hit another one. Mouth speaketh vanity.
Strong's H 7723. Shav.
And everything that he said was vanity. Yeah, emptiness. When he made it, he had to make those vows to the peasants. It was emptiness, vanity, falsehood. It was all because he wanted to get his dirty, fat, nasty, fat sausage fingers on the crown and sit down on his unholy self, unclean self on the throne. It's a mockery. It's a mockery, man. But that's all scriptural anyway. Emptiness, nothingness, vanity, emptiness of speech, lying, worthless. It was vanity, man. When he swore in to be a good king, it was empty speech, vanity. So these are the people now. Miss Piggy and Oscar the Grouch sitting up on the high horse and got us as walking next to the horses. But see, that's scriptural. Whose mouth speaketh vanity, and their right hand is a right hand of falsehood. I will sing. So there you go, man. There you go. Let's hit this precept here. There's a couple words we're going to check out. Let's see what Google has to say on certain things too. This is Romans chapters 10 and 19. But I say, did not Israel know? First Moses saith, I will provoke you to jealousy by them that are no people. That's it. Are no people, they're no people. And by a foolish nation will I anger you. See? He's normal, man. Is what he's saying there. He provoke you to jealousy by them that are no people. They're no people. Right? And I'm reading it verbatim. Romans chapters 10 and 19. Yeah? I will provoke you to jealousy by them that are no people. Because the scripture says that we are above all people, man, of the nations. Deuteronomy, is it 6 and 7? Or is it 7 and 6? Either. But we are above all people, man. And also in It's in Peter 2 and 9. We are a royal priesthood, man. We're the real royalty. I got more royalty in my little finger, more royal blood in my little finger than these demons, Miss Piggy and Oscar the Grouch put together in their whole bodies. And I'm talking about all Yashua Allah, even the wicked of our people. They got more royalty in their little fingers, more royal blood in their little fingers than these people, all of them. You know, all of us. Yashua Allah, the true people of the Lord. A royal people, a chosen race, a chosen nation. That's us. But this is what it's saying here. First Moses saith, I will provoke you to jealousy by them that are no people. Put Miss Piggy and Oscar the Grouch on the throne with a crown. That is a mockery to the whole world. And that's why I was laughing, man. I was laughing all through it. And by a foolish nation which I will anger you. Foolish nation. Check these words out. Couple of these words here. I will provoke you. Provoke. But you're gonna have a lot of what you call them coons, or people with the people who have been what's the word, man? Mind fucked, witchcraft on them, Stockholm syndrome, who just always gonna be in that, under that spell. They was for it, man. They're under a spell. There's witchcraft on them. So this is to provoke the sincere of us, and it's just a mockery. It's just a mock to provoke to jealousy, right? But we know that that's prophecy. The Most High said that was the Deuteronomy 28 goes into all of that. We're gonna be brought down low, and the ease are gonna be brought down high. A stone-faced people coming from afar, and that's exactly what happened, and that's prophecy being fulfilled. But let them have their 3 minutes of fame. The triumph of the wicked is short. That's in Job 20. Job chapter 20. The triumph of the wicked is short. I think it's verse 12 round about there. And also in Job 30, man. You know, the base people. He's risen up a base people. The bottom feeders of the, under the sea. You got all the nasty crabs, and you got the crams and all forms of prawns and things, that creepy crawlies that are under the sea, cleaning up the bottom of the sea, eating rubbish just to clean out the bottom of the sea. That's them. Base. They're the base people of the planet. The man and the woman, man. Miss Piggy and Oscar the Grouch. He's there to provoke you to jealousy. But we're going to have our turn. What goes around comes around, man. That was all prophecy being fulfilled, man. Let's hit another one. Foolish people. I will provoke you to jealousy by a foolish people. This is exactly what unintelligent, without understanding, stupid. Don't even know how to the things that they do behind the scenes. But a lot of it is a front that they care for the world, climate change. Oh, I have a charity for young people who need work. It's a big front while they're doing all form of war trades with Ishmael, the heads of Ishmael, doing all form of war deals, selling them all forms of weapons. So this is the foolish people that really don't give up flying monkeys about those peasants. So that's all scripture, man. Romans. I will provoke you to jealousy with the foolish people. I will anger you. Enough out of that. Let's hit another one. We get into some of these words, and there's so many good examples to look at that back up Deuteronomy 28 perfectly. So we got Wisdom of Solomon, chapters 12 and 4. Now it says, for this incorruptible spirit is in all things, wherefore chasten thou them by little, and little that offend, and warneth them by putting them in remembrance wherein they have offended, that leaving thee wickedness they may believe on thee, O Lord. For it was thy will to destroy by the hands of our fathers both those old inhabitants of thy holy land, whom thou holdest for doing most odious works of witchcraft and wickedness, and also those merciless murders of children. Right, you know what they do behind the scenes. One of the elders was going into that, all the kind of things they do behind the scenes, adrenochrome, and they have to really torture those children horrifically to get that adrenaline in that blood so that they can get high on it. And I'm reading from the scriptures, man, whom thou hatest for doing most odious works of witchcraft, wickedness, wicked sacrifices there to keep their power going, which they're running out of their power now. A lot of their right hand side, their left hand side is being overrun by the Most High, because his spirit, his vibration is here, this truth is here, the word of truth is going out, killing the left hand energy. So they're losing their power, they're losing their strength. That's why they're trying to do more and more and more and more and more, which is turning out even to be hopeless, more less potent, because the right hand energy is here, a paradigm shift. And also those merciless murders of children and devourers of men's flesh. Yes, they do that. Brother was going into that. The elder was going into all of that. The feast of blood with their priests out of the midst of their idolatries. And that was a very the 6th, the inauguration, the 6th of May is a very there's a deep left hand side meaning to do. There's everything that they do is done with it's a sacrifice to their god, which they worship, Satan, the devil. The 6th of May, and that was a specific day was chosen specific to do a sacrifice to their devil. That's who they worship, and that is why they do what they do here. Devourers of men's flesh and the feast of blood, and this spiritually and literally what they do with the priests out of the midst of their idolatrous crew, and the parents that what happened to all those cardinals. And they see that as progress when they have when they was watching the people talking, the interviewers talking, we got a female cardinal, we're doing so well with this progress, we're making progress, a female cardinal. And what about the cardinals that were caught doing things, pedophiles with the children? What happened to them? They're still working for the royal family. What is all this crap? It's a mockery, man. Yeah, that killed their own. There's a guy who's going out. Well, there's more than one, and it's hard to keep up because there's always more and more whistleblowers coming out. A former soldier, he's coming out and he's spilling the beans on the royal family. You know, Prince Andrew and Prince Charles, what they do. You know, then there's something called a Ninth Circle. There's another guy named Bill Maloney. Maloney, a well-known guy who's was acquainted within the circle as well. He's spilling the beans on the Ninth Circle. Cliff Richard, Jimmy Savile, all these guys. What's the other one? Jimmy Fix-It, Jim will fix it. All these guys, man, they're all being exposed, man. Yeah, and they thought Jim will fix it. If he is dead, they say he died. But if he has, he's gonna come back anyway. He's gonna have to face justice, man. Cliff Richard, the Queen's favorite, Cliff Richard, cheesy Cliff Richard. Things that came out about him, but they managed to sweep that one under the carpet for only temporarily, because everything's going to come out. What's in the dark must come out into the light. So they will all be exposed eventually. Everything that's in the dark will come out into the light. So these are people, this is what they do, whom they hated for doing most odious works, witchcraft and wickedness. I want to look up that word there, odious. Yeah. Idolatrous crew and the parents that kill their own, yeah. That's why Bill Maloney's coming out and he's talking about what happened to him when he was a little boy, in those children's homes. Severe, he said it was severely, and this is a man. He seemed like it could be Jake, Irish, so-called Irish. Which is seed, a lot of the seed Irish. So the seed of the Irish go back to Jacob, seed of Jacob, and he was horrifically, he out of his own mouth. He's all up there on YouTube as well. Bill Maloney, former soldier, for the role, which is all it's all for Her Majesty's pleasure anyway. Whether you be a soldier or you work for the Centurions, the police. So he was working for the Queen. It's a right hand being a soldier is a right hand doing work for the Queen. That the land which thou esteemest above all other might receive a worthy souls, colony of God's children. So this is all whom thou hadst hatest for doing melodious works. There's a word now. I want to look at this word here. What this word here? Check it out. Right, I wanna see. I wanna do it. I wanna see this word. I'm gonna ask. Alright, I'm gonna ask them what they say before. Let me clear that. Let me clear that. What does no? Take your time. Clear it again. I want to pronounce it right. Whom does Adolius of doing most Adolius works? What does Adolius mean?
A very handsome young man. According to Merriam-Webster, a very handsome young man.
Oh, clear that one. Clear that. That's not what I'm looking for. Odious, that's it. What does odious mean?
This is the definition of odious. Extremely unpleasant, repulsive.
See that? Odious. And this is what they do behind the scenes. And every now and then you get leaks. He leaks when he was trying to sign that pen. Was it there something to do with last year? Something to do with signing something. It might have been the Queen's death. He was signing something because apparently he was already king. This was just to make it official, So last year, 2022, he was already the king, but this was for him to receive the inauguration, get the crown, make it official, make it public. So now you have your official king, Oscar the Grouch, which is what they do, and that's what I'm going to call him. That's all they are to me, King, Miss Piggy and Oscar the Grouch. That's all they are to me. They're not my king and queen. And you got those people protesting, saying, "No, he's not my king." Even the E's are saying that. Even the E's are saying that, man. They know it's a damn joke. It's a laughing stock. Yeah, revolting, Adolius, revolting, impulsive, repugnant, and every now and then they leak. Their true colours are shown. When you see him grinning and skinning and grinning and like his teeth gnashing, just like pure contempt. You can feel the energy, like it comes out. It leaks out, the energy of contempt he has for the peasants. Yeah, odious, revolting, impulsive, repellent. And that's how they feel about you. And that's who they are. That's what they represent. Disgusting, offensive. And it goes on and on and on. This describes them, man. rid me and deliver me from these people, man. And we've got an example here. These people here, Adodius. He goes in there. So we just looked at that word in Wisdom of Solomon 12:4. Whom thou hatest for doing most adulterous works. And we only know half of the story, and everything shall be revealed. The Most ain't going to reveal everything to us. But when we get that spiritual power, it's going to be on and popping. You know, it's going to unleash the spiritual power, because there's certain things it's better that we probably don't know. Probably better that we don't know. Because when we get the solution, when we have the power to solve the problem, see, the Most High is very merciful, you see, by keeping certain things hidden from us. But there's things we do know. Yeah, and I was checking this guy out. Thomas Jefferson, man, this guy here. And we've heard of this guy, Thomas Jefferson. We'll read a little bit about him. Strange children. Rid me and deliver me. Psalms 144:7. Here's a perfect example, man. Perfect example. Let's read it again. Send thine hand from above and rid me and deliver me out of the great waters, from the hands of strange children. This is a character. And there's another. I'm going to do a video on another character. One of these Edomite women. Her name is Dolores. Madame Delphine Dolores. She was around in the 18th century. She was based in New Orleans, Mississippi, New Orleans, and she had a pub. And I done some history. I think I might have done a little something on her in the past, a video on her. She's a perfect example of the strange children, and she used to mutilate slaves, men and women. She used to cut off their limbs and sew them back on in the shape of a spider, do all kinds of things with their heads. She made some real decrepit creatures, man. This is why I can't stand these people. Their spirit is off, man. Men and the women, these Edomite men and the women, their spirit is totally repelling and off. I can't be around them for too long. Just the vibration and the energy that comes off of them repels me, man. Send thine hand from above, rid me and deliver me out of great waters, from the hand of the strange children. King David said so. I'm in agreement with King David, man. And that's how he felt. Yeah, he had slaves, and we're gonna have slaves in our kingdom. And it's gonna be what we say goes. Not no I'm white and I say so. Not no debates. Oh, can we do it? No, you ain't gonna be able to say nothing about shit, man. You ain't gonna have no say. And let's go into this guy here, because what goes around comes around. Thomas Jefferson. He's an interesting character. So imagine what we do if we start doing what he was doing. Imagine that. Let's read up on this guy. Because there's a saying, what goes around comes around, which actually is that's scriptural. Galatians 6:7, man. Whatsoever man soweth, that he shall also reap. Let's check up some of these examples here. You gonna pay. Thomas Thistlewood. Thomas Thistlewood, 16th of March, 1721, 30th of November, 1786, was an English planter in colonial Jamaica. Thistlewood migrated to the west end of the colony, Jamaica, where he became a plantation overseer, plantation owner, and slaver. His lengthy and detailed diary is an important historical document chronicling the history of Jamaica and slavery there during the 18th century. The diary includes a detailed account of the brutal treatments of his slaves, including his torture and rape of enslaved women. What goes around comes around. Thistlewood routinely punished his slaves with fierce floggings and other cruel and gruesome punishments. And there's a lot of things that I was looking at. You ain't gonna have to read all of it, but if you want to read all of it, you can check out his diary, his Wikipedia on Thomas Thistlewood, known as the Diary of Thomas Thistlewood. In the 14,000-page diary provides a detailed record of his behavior and deep insight into plantation life and owner-slave relations. In 1751, he became overseer of a Serger plantation called Egypt. You can't make this up. That's what he named it, Egypt. Right? And we know that this where over there in America is the modern day Egypt, the symbol. Modern day Egypt, back into slavery once again, which that reflects, or the meaning of that means it's a symbol of slavery, because we serve slavery in Egypt. We also serve slavery in America. So he termed it Egypt. That's the plantation he called it Egypt. Within days he began raping, and enslaving women. Yeah, his diary chronicles 3,008 let me get this right. 3,852 acts of rape with 138 black women. His systematically raped enslaved girls and women. Those that ran away were whipped and put in chains, collars, or placed in field gangs. He sometimes raped more than one woman in a night, after which he would give them some coins for their troubles. Now you have this that word we just looked at, Adoius, if I'm pronouncing it right, Adoius, which means deplorable, disgusting, vulgar. This is these people. Just looking at a couple of examples here. There's other things he did. Can't look at all of it, like I say. Thistlewood received runaway slaves, put in slaves' head, and let me read that. In 1753, Thistlewood received a runaway slave's head, and he put it on a pole on the road near his home. I'm letting them all that settle in, because all that's going to come back to me. So we're going to mark through the Spirit. The Most High going to put all these back into our memory when we have you on our plantation. What goes around comes around. This is what he did. He cut off the slave's head and put it on a pole. On the road near his home. Thistlewood invented a form of torture called, derby dose, which entailed flogging the slaves, rubbing lime juice on their wounds, derby dose, juice on their wounds, and having a fellow slave defecate unto their mouths. In 1767, Thistlewood purchased 160 acres plantation called Breenot Island Pen by 1779. He had 34 enslaved people. He had 32 enslaved people rearing livestock and growing provisions. All of his slaves were branded with his initials. If you ever see that branding on was it the Roots, when they it's the same thing what they do with horses and other farm animals, pigs, and they treated you like animals, man. Pigs and goats and bulls, what they do on the farms, they brand them, and he branded them. Now that's painful. So he branded them with his initials. That's his initials there on their right shoulder. At Breenot Pen, Thistlewood made attempts to match his male and female slave. Despite this, he continued to rape the women. Enough said. I've read enough. Thank you very much. So the derby dose, we've heard that word before, the infamous derby dose. Crapping, is it? That's what it was. It's called. Thistlewood invented a form of torture called derby dose, which entailed flogging the slaves, rubbing lime juice on their wounds, and having a fellow slave defecate unto their mouth. Lime juice onto their wounds. So, that's like that word is true, right? And that is strange people right there. That's just one example. There's so many others, man. Herodious people, yeah. Revolting, right? Just to mention a couple of the words. Repulsive. Just to them, I've mentioned a couple of the words, what they are, these people. Right? So I was checking something out. Right? Let's see what happens when I do it again. Because we just read what he did. The thing called Derby dose, defecating on their mouths. And sewing it up as well. Once he defecated in their mouth, sewing up their mouth, rubbing lime juice on them. Now I want to find something out when I tap into this Google. Just check this out. Let me back this up. Now, how honest is Google? Let's find out. How honest is Google? Yeah, are these women, Edomite women behind there making up their shit? I think they are. You don't trust none of them. Right? Let's check this out. Did Thomas Jefferson shit in his slave's mouth? Okay. See? Right, let me see. No answer. Did Thomas Jefferson shit in his slave's mouth? Let me ask again. Let me ask something else. What is the meaning of happy?
This is the definition of expressing the relationship between a part and a whole.
What is wood? Let me ask this again. What is wood?
According to Wikipedia, wood is a structural tissue found in the stems and roots of trees and other woody plants.
Right, let me shut this bitch up. I'm gonna shut you up now. I bet you don't answer. I bet you don't answer, Edomite woman. I bet you don't answer this question. Did Thomas Jefferson shit in his slave's mouth? See? Fuck a bitch, you. Can't answer. Can't tell the truth. See? You just proved my point. You can't talk truth. You can't talk. Mute. You only talk lies, you damn liar, oh no. Fuck off. Damn nasty dog, oh no. So, you can't talk truth. So, proves my point. I asked a legitimate question. I read it first. Derby dose. And I read it, what they used to do. This is what they used to do, man. See? Thistlewood. And then when I wanted to get them to talk about it, she went mute. Proves my point, man. Proves my point. To rid me of these Thistlewood invented a form of torture called Derby dose, which entailed flogging his slaves, rubbing lime juice on their wounds, and having a fellow slave defecate in their mouth. When I wanted to ask the damn bitch did he do it, the bitch goes mute. Fuck these people, man. Lying fuck of them. Lying people. See? Prove my point, man. Can't. You ask them a question, a legitimate question. A sincere, honest, we've just takes a sincere answer. They can't spill the beans. They can't talk it. Psalms 144, we're going to end with it. Send thine hand from above, rid me and deliver me out of great waters, from the hands of strange children. Thomas Jefferson. Oh my, Thomas Thistle, I should say. That was his name, not Thomas Jefferson. Thomas Thistle. And we looked at those examples, man. We looked at this example when we saw Miss Piggy and Oscar the Grouch crammed. This is why the Most High allows things like that. See, we have to undergo it, but not long now. Romans chapters 10 and 19, I read it again. But I say, did not Israel know first? Moses said, I will provoke you to jealousy by them that are no people. Right? They're no people. And by a foolish nation, I will anger you. These are foolish people. There's another word I want to check out. Foolish people. Let's go in on this. I think I missed that one. I want to catch that. Foolish. I think we know what it means. And even if I did look at it, I want to look at it again. To repeat, right, is the father of learning. Repetition is the father of learning. Let's look at it again, right? Intelligent, yeah, without understanding, stupid. So the Most High put foolish people, which they're not our king and queen anyway. They're Edomites, kings and queen, but he's got them sitting on some kind of folly throne, which is just a mockery, and with crowns on their head, which is just another mockery. Miss Piggy and Oscar the Grouch. One more word to check out. What does foolish mean? You can
This is the definition of foolish, lacking good sense or judgment, unwise.
Here you have it, okay. See, that is why the Most High is doing it, to provoke us to jealousy. Lacking good sense of judgment, unwise, stupid, silly, idiotic. And that's what it all was. It was a mockery. It was idiocy. Yeah? That mockery of a joke we had there, the inauguration of Miss Piggy and Oscar the Grouch. It was a mockery. And we know that's what it was. So those are the examples we wanted to look at, man. This was an abomination to the earth. He put them on top of us to rule over us. Thomas Thistlewood. Disgusting, vulgar people. So one more time. It was one of my favorite precepts, and I think it still is. Psalms 144:7. Send thine hand from above, rid me and deliver me out of great waters, from the hand of strange children. All praises to Yahweh Hashem Yeshua. The word of Yahweh Hashem Yeshua have put in the spirit on me to do a video once again. And yes, the house of David is rising, and everything the wicked have done to us, past, present, and future, is falling upon their own head. Till the next one.